Hallo Leute und willkommen zurück in einer weiteren Folge Genshin Impact. Ja, wir hatten hier letzte Folge aufgehört und das machen wir natürlich auch weiter mit dem schönen Event. Ich glaube, ich muss mal ganz kurz meinen Stuhl richten. Na, oh, ja, das dauert einen kleinen Moment. So, okay, jetzt habe ich meinen Stuhl gerichtet. Uiui. Gut, ich habe natürlich auch meinen Kaffee parat. Darf ja nicht fehlen. Und ich würde sagen, wir legen los mit dem schönen Event. Auf geht's. Wir müssen mit Navia sprechen. Dann tun wir das auch mal. Wo ist sie denn? Da vorne.
Traveler, it's you! Ready to join the Cheval Moran Film Fantasyland crew? It's time, dear partner in Paimon, for us to turn our attention to the Cheval Moran Film Fantasyland. As I mentioned, the park was started up by enthusiasts who brought in the Spina di Rosula to handle the planning, construction, and operations. Of course, enthusiasts aren't typically all-around experts. They usually stick to designing the event booths. We, for our part, handle long-term operations and develop standardized strategy guides for the different activities.
Long-term operations? Strategy? It all sounds so complicated. We spend most of our time adventuring and we barely have any experience running a stall. Do you think we can handle this?
That's more like it. You've seen it all before, haven't you, partner? I'd even go as far as to say you've shaped some of Tevat's biggest business ventures. Anyway, first things first. Let's get an overview of how the whole festival's gonna be run.
Okay. Na. Na, hallo.
As you can see, our Fantasyland's a bit like a sugar-free macaron right now. Several areas are still under construction. The Spina's only been able to hire a limited number of craftsmen. Besides, we don't have enough experience to handle multiple projects simultaneously. That's why I chose to adopt a time slot-based planning method, so we can focus on specific tasks during each designated period. Upgrading facilities, expanding the venue, hiring staff. All of this requires funds and time slots to accomplish. So, it's our job to allocate precious time slots in each business cycle to the most worthwhile tasks. As we attract more guests and earn money to add to our funds, we'll also be able to work more efficiently, which will allow us to divide each cycle into finer time slots, which will let us get more done.
So we'll be limited in the decisions we can make and tasks we can focus on within each time period. Which means we have to use our limited actions and Mora to earn even more Mora. Kinda like playing chess or cards then. Cooking up a strategy in advance is gonna be key. Paimon thinks she just about gets it. How do you feel about it, Traveler? Yep, come on, we can do this! You mentioned standardized strategy guides just now. Does that mean there are non-standard ways to take part too?
Of course. Film and entertainment mean different things to different people. And there's gonna be a wide range of exciting activities for people to try out. If we're not careful, some visitors might wander off and end up getting in trouble. And others might pick up dangerous props by mistake. To avoid confusion, we need to create a standardized strategy guide for each activity. Just think of it like a walkthrough.
Wow, if we're the first ones to test out the activities, who knows what surprises there could be waiting for us? But if we hit a tough spot, we'll just have to rely on our skills to carry us through.
Hopefully it goes without saying that I'd never put you in danger, partner. I carefully checked all the existing activities before you arrived. and I can assure you that they're all perfectly safe. I also wanted you to experience the activities before anyone else gets to. It'll be fun. Plus, we'd like to hear your thoughts and suggestions.
Oh, those are two things Navia is best at. Making people feel safe and having fun.
Great! Well, I can't wait to hear what you think. Your input is super important to us. All right, then. Let's start with Eclectic Escapades and put our first guide together.
Okay, warte mal ganz kurz. Das sind zwei verschiedene Sachen hier, ne? Wir sind gerade hier. Ich glaube, ich drücke mal... Also hier will Navia mit uns wahrscheinlich das Event ausprobieren, Leute. Das heißt, wir machen hier weiter und müssen dort zur Story. Na dann, ich würde sagen, auf geht's. Ich habe außerdem das Falsche angeklickt. Upsala. Wir müssen nach da. So. Das testen wir mit Navia später alles aus. Sie redet da auch mit uns die ganze Zeit, Leute. So, und dann gucken wir mal, was bei Nervo Novelette alles so passiert ist. Weil das gehört da so gesehen zur Story vom Event. Dann checken wir mal. Ah, Kinich ist auch mit dabei. Und Wesley.
Hey everyone, we're here! Oh hey, my little dudes! Good morning! Oh wow, Kukuku's learned a new greeting! Is that good news or bad news though?
Sorry, I did everything within my power. But so far, I've only managed to teach him how to say good morning.
Wait, so that's all you've been up to this whole time? Get out of here! Huh? Okay, so good mornings aside, please tell Paimon there's been some other progress too.
Of course. That's why I'm here. Kukuku's not the only one that Mr. Risley's been getting to talk. I'm referring, of course, to the convicts.
It was nothing. These guys weren't exactly tough nuts to crack.
So, what's the deal?
After racking their brains, they remembered speaking to an inconspicuous middle-aged man just as they were preparing to pack up and leave Natlan. He was dressed in the manner of the Children of Echoes and carrying a box. Plus, the description matches the one the gun was found in. All in all, he didn't look any different from your average Natlanese traveler. Perhaps seeing that they were dressed as merchants, this man stopped for a chat, inquiring where their goods were headed, and even asking if they could share a boat. The smugglers were very cautious, though. They didn't tell him any specifics. But all this happened before I crossed paths with them. I happened to notice them as they were preparing to set sail. I thought they looked shady, so I snuck aboard, and ended up being carried along all the way to Fontaine.
Eine Wendung nach der anderen. Okay. Leute, er wird geladen da unten in der Ecke, ist ja interessant.
Boss, do we know if those Fontanians will even like this stuff? What if we can't shift it?
And that's why we call you a rookie. It's all supply and demand, kid. Supply and demand. Natlan's foreign trade is just starting to lift off. There'll be a market for it, you'll see.
That's right. So stop giving the boss trouble, rookie. Just do your job and keep an eye on the goods.
Are they merchants? Have they come to Fontaine to do business? Scarred face. Calloused hands. On closer inspection, the fabric looks worn at the knees and elbows, and his fingernails are dirty. Not exactly your typical merchant. Could he have previously been a warrior? Or even an adventurer? Something feels off. I'd better sneak up and get a closer look.
Ah.
Nice thinking, boss. This tourist tub's been fast-going and smooth sailing. Plus, no one's been asking us what we're up to.
That goes without saying. Big cargo ship would have been too slow, whereas the smaller ones would have been faster but way too bumpy. If we ended up damaging the goods by accident, all these months spent grafting away would have gone up in smoke.
Seriously? But there's hardly anything here. Would it really have taken them months to prepare? And why would they need to transport it with such care? Could they be secretly smuggling precious items out of Natlan? I'll need to find a way to get to the bottom of this. Let's go hear what these criminals have to say for themselves. Sure enough, there are relics inside the box. It's illegal to smuggle such items outside Natlan.
Der steht da einfach gerade ein bisschen komisch rum.
Hey, why the long face? You're abroad on business, and you get to do some sightseeing while you're at it. Sounds like a pretty sweet deal to me. You better cheer up if you know what's good for you.
I guess you're right. I was just worried I might have messed up with the packing, or that something's gonna go wrong along the way.
Oh, pull yourself together. Tons of foreign tourists come traveling to Fontaine. I bet their luggage is full of all kinds of weird stuff. If someone insists on checking it all, just show them the purchase order we had drawn up. Those Fontainians can't get enough of their legalese, so I've heard. They can look all they want.
Aha. So their aim is to smuggle in contraband after all. Looks like I've gathered enough intel about the smugglers and their contraband. Time to inform port security.
Okay. Schluck Kaffee auf jeden Fall.
So anyway, that was when I went and told the Fontainian guards about my suspicions. After an investigation and a chase, they finally apprehended them and sent them on their way.
Well, guess they're headed exactly where they should be.
Thanks.
Based on your recollections just now,
I was completely focused on those smugglers at the time, so I wasn't really paying attention to other passers-by.
Yeah, Kanice, you did great!
in other words, the person who brought the gun here, the one who lost it, has no connection to the smugglers whatsoever. They were working entirely on their own.
Oh dear, oh dear!
Sounds like Mr. Kakuku wants to chime in?
He said this elusive individual's actions are positively mystifying.
It's a good observation, I quite agree. However, we still know next to nothing about the person. Perhaps we should start by focusing on the lost item itself.
Schon wieder so ein hier mit,
It certainly seems like it was the bait in some kind of trap. The only question is, why wasn't the bait made more conspicuous?
Has something sprung to mind?
I just remembered a film I watched this one time.
Huh? Oh wow, no way, bro!
Hold on, let me explain. Just now, the traveler speculated that this box might have been placed there on purpose, as if the intention was for someone to come pick it up. That got me thinking about those films about kidnapping cases. When they demand their ransom, The kidnappers tell the victim's family to leave money or valuables at a designated spot for someone to come pick up.
That doesn't merely happen in films. There have been similar cases in real life. In fact, if anything, it's probably the real-life events that inspired the films.
Sounds plausible.
Ooh. Wait. This raises the stakes to a whole new level. If the gun really was some kind of ransom, then... Since we took the box, the kidnappers never got their payment, so... does that mean they executed the hostage?
I agree. I don't believe we have a kidnapping on our hands. Selling off stolen goods is extra work that most kidnappers would want to avoid. Unless they're after something very specific, they tend to just ask for cash. Could we be dealing with a kidnapper who's dead set on getting their hands on an ancient dragon handgun? It's not impossible, but the likelihood is very slim. We can discount that possibility for now. And speaking of selling stolen goods, don't you think this looks more like a transaction?
Ich überspringe das einfach mal ein bisschen, Leute.
So, bottom line, this was an individual smuggler at work.
Exactly. And it was the location itself that caused the deal to fall through. The last thing they would have expected was for a quiet beach to turn into a bustling film convention overnight. Not only is the area now packed with tourists, but the Spina di Rosula have a presence there. I'll bet that both parties were completely caught off guard.
That sounds like a plausible theory, but how do we verify it?
Looks like your people better start rolling up their sleeves.
How so?
Easy. Just follow the usual procedure by putting up a lost and found notice. The more routine we make it seem, the more likely the suspect will come forward to claim it. Even if they send a proxy, we're liable to get our hands on new leads. And timing-wise, it's about time we updated the bulletin board anyway. All we need now is a lucky gestionnaire to write up the notice for us post-haste.
Ah, so that's what you meant by rolling up their sleeves. In that case, I may as well write it myself. Delegating this to someone else would require an additional explanation.
Or are you just not used to asking others to work overtime?
Is that really a major concern here?
Well, looks like I won't be needed around here. At least until the notice has been posted.
You could always wait here if you like. The Palais Mermonia serves a particularly fine cup of tea, if that swings it for you.
Thanks, but no thanks. I left a very noisy creature with a friend before heading out, so I should probably get back to feed it.
Ah, I wasn't aware that you had a pet, Mr. Kanich. Speaking of pets...
Get out of here! Out of here!
Yep, that's the plan. Out of here indeed.
I believe that what Wriothesley is trying to say is, you are free to leave, Mr. Kukuku. Furthermore, it has been determined that Mr. Kukuku should not, in fact, be classified as a flying object. As such, he shall be free to move around Fontaine whenever he so pleases.
You're the best, bro! Oh, that really is good news! Travelers, should we bring Kukuku back to Aoife and Auroran?
I shall leave him in your capable hands. Indeed.
Ja, das ist alles der Vorteil. Durch die Storys, Leute, sind wir mit den ganzen hier richtig eng befreundet hier. Nouvellette, Wisely. Ich bin sowieso gespannt, Leute. Wir sind bald in 5.7. Dann kommt wahrscheinlich noch 5.8 durch das Sommerevent. Oder das Sommerevent ist schon dieses 5.7. Ich weiß es nicht. Kann aber... Hier. Kann aber durchaus sein, ne? Das ist eventuell schon. Sorry. Kann natürlich auch sein, dass 5.7 auch schon das Sommer-Event ist. Bin mal gespannt. Aber auch natürlich nicht. Bin mal gespannt, wann das Video kommt. Es kommt ja immer ein Trailer dazu, Leute. Da kann man auch immer noch mal 300 Urgesteine insgesamt sammeln. Das ist zum Beispiel wichtig. So. Da unten ist eine Truhe. Dann gehen wir mal schnell da runter, oder? Die ist da unten. Kommen wir da runter? Das ist echt. Ja, wir kommen da runter. Noch tiefer. Machen wir mal schnell, Leute. Ich hole mir mal schnell die Truhe. Geht ja ganz schön tief. Das ist wichtig, Leute, dass wir die Truhe holen. Ganz wichtig. Okay, wir sind hier auf jeden Fall hier schon mal wirklich richtig, weil irgendwo da vorne ist sie. Wir klettern mal. Oh fuck. Okay, ja, das hat auch gereicht, Gott sei Dank. Alter, die ist ja ganz schön krass in der Ecke. Holy moly. Okay, ja, Leute, die Truhe hätte ich niemals gefunden.
Is this an answer from this world?
Da ist noch eine Truhe, auch da oben. Das machen wir mal ganz schnell. Das ist wichtig, Leute, dass wir die Truhe holen. Okay, die Frage ist die. Okay. Das könnte es ein bisschen als schwierig erweisen oder eventuell auch nicht. Nee, wir kommen da hoch. So, dann müssen wir ganz auf den Kompass noch mal kurz warten, weil ich muss gucken, wo die jetzt hier sein sollte. Die ist da oben. Okay, das ist schwierig. Außer ich kann da klettern. Ja, ich kann klettern. Wunderbar. Da vorne ist sie, ist sogar eine silberne. Krass, Alter. Übelst gut versteckt, Leute. Das ist wichtig, dass wir die sammeln, weil wir haben bei Fontaine auch noch nicht alles freigeschaltet, ne?
I'll keep this close.
Und da unten ist eine. Hier müsste sie sein, da ist sie auch.
I'll keep this close.
Na, guck mal einer an. Also wir sammeln gut Urgestein. Warte mal, ich will mal ganz so wissen. Wie viel haben wir jetzt eigentlich schon davon jetzt gemacht? 47 haben wir schon. Das ist echt nicht übel. Das ist gut. Das ist richtig gut. Gut, das ist jetzt irgendwo anders. Das interessiert uns jetzt nicht erstmal nicht hier. Das machen wir ein andermal. Wir werden jetzt erstmal, Leute... Ich will mal ganz kurz wissen, wie viel wir von den Brunnen hier freigeschaltet haben. Dann machen wir gleich die Story weiter. Ne, Leute, das ist aber richtig wichtig, dass wir das haben. Das ist extrem wichtig. Weil so mehr wir von den Punkten machen, erstens kriegen wir jetzt von den Brunnen jetzt auch Urgestein. Das hat alles auch einen Sinn wegen... Guckt es an, wir haben schon 3735 die Streams, die wir gemacht haben, alle miteinander. Mit der Zeit, wo alles vergangen ist. Alter Schwede. Schon, okay, die geben jetzt keinen Urgestein, aber trotzdem, 2 Ziehungen von denen ist geil. So. Guckt es an, wir haben es gerade Stufe 42. Hier kriegen wir noch eine Krone. Man merkt also, Leute, wir sind erst gerade bei Stufe 42. Wir haben noch hier ganze 8 Stufen vor uns. Ist hier auch eine Truhe? Okay, ich kann es gedrückt halten und dann entscheiden, was ich hier nehmen möchte. Ist ja interessant. Das ist interessant zu wissen, tatsächlich. Juti, wir porten uns hier hin. Aber, ihr seht schon, Leute, wir haben echt... Also, das läuft richtig gut. Also, ich muss zugeben, wenn ich noch daran denke, wir hatten gerade mal noch irgendwas mit unter 2000. Jetzt haben wir schon 3735 durch diese 3 Ziehungen. Von denen haben wir jetzt 9. Ich brauche jetzt noch eine Ziehung, das machen wir durch ein Event. Hier. Wenn wir haben dann nicht so ein Event durch den Pass hier, da kriegen wir auf jeden Fall hier montags und dann kommt hier und dann können wir eine 10er-Ziehung wieder starten. Wir kriegen erstmal noch die Ziehung hier, dann hier noch eine Ziehung, Dann kommt noch Urgestein mit dazu. Wir haben schon bald nächsten Monat, dann kommen wieder 5 Beziehungen mit dazu. Alles mit Bedacht, Leute. Alles mit Bedacht, weil wir müssen das alles hinkriegen. Und wir haben noch von denen hier weitere 5. Alles mit Bedacht. Wenn das alles gut funktioniert, dann kriegen wir das wirklich hin mit den Beziehungen. Und dann haben wir echt verdammt viel. Das Gute ist, bevor 5.7 da ist, kann das noch eine Weile dauern. Weil ich glaube, nach denen hier kommt noch eine Ziehung. Es ist, glaube ich, nicht vorbei. Ich weiß bloß nicht, wer die anderen nochmal waren, die danach gekommen sind. Muss ich mal nachgucken. Gut. Aber ich würde sagen, das erste war es erstmal für die Folge. Wir sehen uns hier in der nächsten Folge wieder. Euer Masho. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Tschaußen.